Welcome back to another episode of This Old Boat. In this week's update, we continue to cut out more of the ceiling overhead panel. Not so much a fun thing to do, a necessary evil to get this boat back on the course to recovery. Okay. Whew. Oh man. So now look what we have going on here. We have even a bigger hole cut in the boat now. Telling you, it's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it starts getting better. But it's all part of the plan. We got to make it right. We can't turn a blind eye to this kind of damage. So if you like this sort of thing, you might want to check out this week's video and see how we get in even deeper over our heads. No, literally, I mean, we're in over our heads on this one. Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream. Okay, maybe that was a little over the top. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get our next video started.
Hi guys! Welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. And please watch our video from the very beginning up until the end. Perfect!
One little one and one really big one.
Yeah, I'll take the big one. Oh, wow!
In last week's video update, we had to start removing some of the overhead light fixtures so we could start making room to remove the large rotted overhead hatch frame. If anybody out there wants this light, let me know, because otherwise we're just going to throw it away. But if you have these style on your boat, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Just let us know in the comments. You can reach us in our email in the notes section. Be happy to send it your way. Let us know. We have a really good idea on how to perform this repair. We've been here, done this before on the other side, and it didn't turn out too bad after we finished. See, it's not bad.
Oh, wow!
We figured it out. So if this sort of thing piques your interest, go back and give last week's video a try. Watch it all the way through. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Hi guys, welcome back.
I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Rich. Together we make DIY Nautical Dream. Welcome back to another episode of This Old Boat.
So we're back at the boat.
Yep, back at the old boat.
And we're back to our project. We're gonna be exposing more quality issue from the production.
Finding more and more things where they just were apparently in too big of a hurry, or they just didn't care, or both. There's a lot of areas where we're finding they did extra or excessive fiberglass layup that didn't matter to anything because it wasn't attached to anything, just hanging out freely in the air.
Right.
So we're going to have to cut that out, clean it up a little bit. We want to do a good quality job. We're in there. We want to make it right.
Yep. And also we find a whole leak like normal.
That probably was one of the areas that was contributing to the water damage up on the plywood. I don't think it was the only area, but that's the one area we found so far.
And we're gonna be preparing for repairs, filling in some of the voids
Oh yeah.
And then more thickened epoxy.
Oh yeah, we like that. That's good times.
And fiberglass.
Oh yeah, wet layup, overhead. Man, doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any messier than that. Dripping and laying it up overhead, all that stuff. Good times. We'll show you guys how we're learning and getting a little bit better on that throughout this project.
And cutting out next section of plywood.
Yep, they're going to go ahead and cut out that next section of rotted plywood. And we're just doing it in steps so that we kind of don't get too far ahead of ourselves, so we can make sure we're putting everything back together the way it came out.
Alright, so stay tuned, guys. We're going to show you our update for this week's project.
Right. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay. All right, so picking up where we left off last weekend, it's now time to start cleaning and prepping the area to start doing some of the epoxy and fiberglass repairs, which means cutting away some of the old pieces of fiberglass and some of the old fillers and things that they were using in here. They're not bonding. They're no longer needed. We're going to clean this area up and do it right. So after cutting and sanding away those old pieces of fiberglass and fillers that were in the way, now it's time to use the wire brush and grind all that stuff out of there and help get the surface roughened up and prepped for the fiberglass and epoxy. Next up, after we were finished using the wire brush and the drill motor technique, it was time to do some glorious hand sanding. Yep, that's right. Piece of sandpaper in our hand, wrapping it around the contour of the slide area and getting that joint sanded up really well. We just needed to really do a really good job getting this surface prepped. It really feels like on projects like these that there's way more time invested in the prep work, the sanding, the finishing, and all that sort of stuff, just to get around to being able to do a little bit of work that you can actually see what you've got accomplished. We're getting ready to do some of that stuff, but we got to get this prep work out of the way. It's making a big mess, I can tell you that. Okay, so the goal, we wanted to get this area cleaned up good enough to be able to put some epoxy, thickened epoxy filler in there, because we showed last time we had light coming through. There was a pinhole light up here, there was some light coming here and around this joint area here. So we want to spread some thickened epoxy filler in this area there and here and up in there, and then we'll eventually, I think we'll put a little bit on here, and then we're going to try and smooth it out, and then maybe put some fiberglass cloth over this, just some light cloth. This is totally non-structural. All this is just for our companionway hatch slide, so that's all that is for. Anyway, so we're gonna clean this up with some acetone and then get ready to start putting some thickened epoxy in there. Okay, so we went ahead and cleaned up in this area here with the acetone. Same thing all throughout here and in here also. And so now we have a nice clean area. It's dry. We don't have any moisture in there either. We can even hit it with the heat gun real quick before we get too far into this, just to make sure that we don't have any moisture trapped in there. And then we'll get ready to mix up some thickened epoxy and just start filling in this area here. We'll jam some down in there. We'll get some up in this area here and in the corners here as well. Right through here. Those are the areas where we saw moisture, and we just want to stop it from having a pathway in. And then we might smear some more around here also, and then put some cloth over this. So everything is scuffed up.
Is that from Total Boat?
No, we don't.
Oh.
Seems like there's something weird about the pump there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So
Sticky.
we're gonna try and make this really thick. That's pretty thick, huh? Maybe a little bit thicker. Okay. The reason why we're making it so thick is because we're going to be putting this overhead, and we want it to really hang in there. We don't want it to start to slump or sag down, drip. We're using it more as a filler and to stop any leaks, more so than anything for structural. Once we get this in place, we'll put a little bit of glass cloth over the top of it, and mostly just to kind of hold everything in place. All right, I think that's pretty good. All right. Whoa, almost to the face.
Close your mouth.
All right, so we got some really good filler in there. Lots of thickened epoxy. And then we're gonna put some thin, light fiberglass cloth over the top of that to just kind of mold it all into place. It's gonna be a little messy, but it'll stop the leaks and any chance of cracking or moving around in the future. So now we're gonna pre-coat it with some resin, and this is just to get the cloth to stick a little bit better, and then we'll wet it out more once the cloth is in place. Next we'll start patching in the fiberglass cloth. This is going to be an overhead wet layup. Not very fun. It's going to get a little messy before it gets better, but we want to do this. We just want to tie everything all together and just try to make the best we can out of what's in here. Make it better than it was when we found it. That's what our goal is. Always try to make it a little bit better. Now it's just a matter of trying to seat it in there really good. We're not really going for zero air bubbles or anything like that. We're just really just trying to bond this cloth with the thickened epoxy and help support some of these radiuses that we filled in and created with the thickened epoxy. We're not really going for major structural here. We would like to limit the flexibility in this area so that the epoxy filler doesn't crack in the future, but we don't really know if there's a lot of flex in this area or not, so I'm thinking there's not, but it's starting to get sticky now, so we're kind of at the point where we need to stop messing with it and just let it be. So that's where we're at. What do you think, baby? Does it look like a mess?
Oh yeah, always.
Alright, so we got the areas that we thought were leaking filled in with thickened epoxy, and then we overlaid it with a couple layers of light fiberglass cloth, and I think that'll do it. So alright, so we went ahead and ran 2 strips of light cloth over this joint that was fiberglassed over previously in production, but it didn't look like they did a very good job, although it was lasting. But I noticed there was quite a bit of daylight shining through there in the morning, so we just want to double it up, and it'd probably be fine if we left it alone, but since we're already in here, might as well give it a little bit of attention. So we're just going to let all this cure and set up, and hopefully it's all good to go to move on with cutting out more wood here in the near future. Once it's painted over, nobody's ever going to know. Okay, so this is after we laid the fiberglass and thickened epoxy, and so if you remember, there was a pinhole up here where we had daylight shining through, and then we reglassed over here as well, so we've doubled up that area, but it still has light shining through it, but we know it's not going to leak now, so that turned out pretty good. And then there's the rest of it. So yeah, it turned out really nice. Yeah, that's nice and solid. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Small improvement, nobody will ever see it once we've painted this and closed this area back in, but at least we know we took the time to make it better than it was, and we know that it's not going to leak in this area anymore, so we're fixing it a little bit at a time. Alright, our next step, we're going to take the multi-tool And we're going to cut this along the line here and over to here and then to this area here. So that's the pattern we're going to follow and hopefully get this out in somewhat of a solid piece. It's not really too badly rotted, but it's still, it's definitely lost its integrity, right? So we're going to get that out. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is we'll have to index these here, and then we'll remove them, and then we'll draw our new line of where we want to trim the wood over there. But we'll see once we get into it a little bit deeper, we'll be able to see if there's any major differences in that area there. So we'll see. Need a different blade. Man. Whew. Woo! Time for a new blade, dude. All right. Okay. Whew. Oh man. Wow. Okay. So now look what we have going on here. We have even a bigger hole cut in the boat now. Telling you, it's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it starts getting better. But it's all part of the plan. We got to make it right. We can't turn a blind eye to this kind of damage. Okay. Looking over this way, over towards the right side here. Not sure what's going on here, but it looks like there's a lot of fiberglass that's not really doing any good for anything. It seems like it didn't go where it was intended to go, or they just didn't really care and slapped it up there and hope for the best. We're going to have to take a closer look at this and see if this is even necessary. Just sitting there. That's not doing anything any good like that. These appear to be pieces of fiberglass cloth that was intended to tab something together or provide some kind of structural integrity, and instead it's just laying on there, partially bonded on that slider tube. I don't know. I think the best thing here is to just get it out altogether. It's not doing anything any good. It's going to be tough to access that, but once we've seen something like this, we can't really unsee it. So we're going to have to figure this one out. I don't like the looks of this at all. Very poor quality from production. There's very little, if any, quality control in this area. And then here we can see in the aft left corner there, looks like there's some wet wood back there. And then we just see more of this fiberglass just hanging on, barely doing anything at all. This may have caused this area to flex. Who knows? This could be the cause of the leaks, or maybe not. But either way, we're going to clean it up and try to do something better than what this is. See that? That's wet. Right there, that's still wet. See, this is pretty solid right here, but it's one of these jobs, once you start it, we gotta finish it. We can't just leave it halfway. And here we can see for sure this has been getting wet for a long time. See the stain right there? Major delamination happening there. So we're doing the right thing. Now, if we want to look at our repair, that turned out pretty good. Yeah. In there too. So that's definitely going to work good.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. We really appreciate it.
Alright, so we're back, guys.
Oh yeah, we're back.
What do you think, honey?
Yeah, we definitely found more quality issues that we were talking about. The wet layup, I think, went really well. We're definitely getting better at that. Doesn't stop it from being any more messier, anything like that, but we're getting better at it. I still get really nervous and kind of shaky a little bit because I know I'm on the clock. I want to get to it, get it in there before the cure process starts, but we're doing all right, and that turned out pretty good, I think. So we'll just keep working it like that all the way through this little project we're on in the overhead area, and we'll just clean it up and make it nice along the way.
Yep, so overall, first repair turned out really good.
Yeah, I think it went well.
Good job, honey.
Yeah, it looks good. Thanks, baby. Couldn't have done it without all your help.
Alright, so what else, honey?
Oh, we cut out that next section of rotted plywood. That area is cleaned up. We have a nice tab for putting the new section back in there, and we're just going to continue to do that along the way. We'll bring that piece home, use it as a template, and we'll start making new replacement pieces of plywood to put in there. Of course, everything we're putting back will be epoxy coated and painted, so moisture is not going to have the opportunity to get in there quickly or easily.
Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below.
Ding, 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 right down there. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody who is a new subscriber, newly joined the team. We really appreciate and welcome you on board. And we want to say thank you to all the longtime subscribers as well.
For sticking with us.
Yeah, for sticking with us through the beginning and all the way up until we're at now. We just appreciate that. Appreciate you guys being on board. And we just want to say thank you.
Now we're monetized.
Which doesn't change a thing. It just means that we're going to probably get paid maybe a couple dollars each video. And we just want to thank everybody for helping us get there. We got monetized and
yay. Lucky us.
Hey, we're not going to let the fame, fortune, and all the luxury lifestyle go to our head. We're still going to stay humble and keep doing what we're doing. But we just want to say thank you to our 2 channel supporters. One's on Patreon and one's a channel subscriber member. If you want to be a paying member or a channel supporter, you can either join through our Patreon on site. The link is in the show notes above, or you can subscribe through YouTube and just pay through there as well. So there's 2 different methods to help support our channel. Anything, we appreciate it. We just want to say thank you in advance if you decide to do so.
All right, so thanks for watching, guys. Please keep watching our video from the very beginning up until the end.
Right on. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day.
See you.
See ya.
All right, that's it. See you next week. Bye.
And action. Live on the set. Take 2. So what do we got going on this week, baby? High pressure projects.
Oh,
Hang on.
we have a...
All right. Dang, if I only hit record. Man.
I think you did.
Okay.
Hi
Hi guys.
Welcome back.
That's a good one. I like it. All right. Take 9 billion. All right. And action. Live on the set.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome back.
Okay. Played right into that one, didn't I? Okay. Take 2. All right. It looks like it's turning out pretty good, baby. What do you think?
No, what do you think?
So what's up next?
I don't know what's next. Did we record it?
Hang on. Not yet.